The walk to immortality starts on the Manhattan Beach Pier. All the greats have won here. Karch, St. John, Stoklos, Steffes. A win here stamps your name in beach volleyball history. Misty, Carrie, Holly, and Carolyn Kirby. Today, who will add their name to the list of greats on the Manhattan Beach Pier? The granddaddy of them all is next. We welcome you to beautiful, sunny Southern California. We are just south of the Manhattan Beach Pier. It is the second stop of the 2017 AVP Gold Series. Today, the Manhattan Beach Open, presented by Acer. Hi, everybody, and welcome along with Kevin Wong. I'm Chris Marlowe. Well, if you want to be considered one of the greatest beach volleyball players of all time, you have to win the Manhattan Beach Open. What makes this tournament so special?
There's no fluke winners. You scan the history, it's the all-time greats. It's a combination, biggest crowds, deepest sand, and longest history makes this pressure-packed cauldron that few survive.
All right, let's talk about our women's championship final. The favored team, Emily Day and Brittany Hochevar, they won here last year, the defending champs, but they don't seem to get respect. Why not?
Because they're two puzzle pieces that just fit together so perfectly, bringing out the best in each other. They've got the great X's and O's on the court, off the court, maybe the best chemistry of any team.
If there's a surprise team in the tournament today, it's Nicole Branagh and Brandie Wilkerson playing together for the first time ever, and they have a chance.
Nicole Branagh, no surprise. She's playing some of the best volleyball of her life. She's a born leader, and she's found the fountain of youth. Her young partner, speaking of which, Brandie Wilkerson, one of the great young athletes in the world. How is she going to be the X factor really in this final?
All right, Branagh and Wilkerson, they are standing by with our Dane Blanton. Go, Dane.
Nicole, congratulations on that semifinal. What a miraculous comeback win in the third. You've done everything in this sport. You've also won here in Manhattan. How special is it to win this tournament?
It's amazing. You know, as a beach volleyball player, this is one of the tournaments, if not the top tournament that you want to win and get your name on that pier. And I'm just honored to be here with Brandie, her first event ever, and she's playing like a beast here at the net. But, you know, all the fans and just where beach volleyball started. So it's amazing experience. They've got a great setup here and a great energy. So looking forward to the final.
Brandie, just 25 years of age, like Nicole said, your first event. Imagine having your name on the pier. How does that sound, and what's it going to take?
It's incredible. I think, yeah, it'll be one step at a time for sure. And when we earn that spot, I'll be so grateful and so happy for it. Yeah.
All right, you guys, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good luck.
It's not just a volleyball tournament, it's Manhattan. It is a happening. Now for the introduction of the players. Let's get down to the sand and join Mark Sherman. Mark!
This is the home. This is where it's at. The best volleyball tournament anywhere, right here in Manhattan Beach. And it is time to meet our teams in the finals. And this is an incredible matchup. And this first team, what a story. Teaming up for the very first time. And for this first player, she's Canadian, American, and we are stoked to have her with us on the AVP Tour in her first ever Manhattan Beach Open. Time to get your name on the pier. It's Brandie Wilkerson. And her partner, oh, it is not her first Manhattan Beach Open. She is a veteran, ladies and gentlemen, and she has a fire, a will to win that is second to none. We know her, we love her, and she is gonna bring it for you today. She is Nicole Branagh. And And their opponents, no strangers to Stadium Court. They are all the way through undefeated to the finals, ladies and gentlemen, 5-0. But they only have one that matters, and that's right here on Stadium Court, looking for their second straight Manhattan Beach Open title, going for back-to-back. And this first player out of Fowler, Colorado, her whole life, she's chasing the California kid. And Brittany, you are now officially a California kid. Let me hear it for Brittany Hochevar. And her partner, oh my gosh, turning in to one of the best players in the world. A steady, a blocker as they come, and she is an absolute sweetheart, a heart of gold. She's got the best cheering section in all of volleyball, and you are gonna love her with her entourage. She is Emily Day.
So 2 teams surviving semifinal scares, Kevin Long. Day and Hochevar outlasting the kids from USC, Clays and Hughes, 3 sets. And then Branagh and Wilkerson getting by the #1 seeded team of Ross and Fendrick, 3 sets, 15-10. It is the best 2 out of 3 sets. First 2 sets to 21. Third set, if necessary, to 15. It's rally scoring. There is a freeze at the end of the match. We'll get to that later. You have to serve old time, side-out scoring to win the match. Now, Nicole Branagh, the veteran, at 38 years old, the 2008 Olympian, set to serve. She has a terrific jump serve when it's on, but her first one is into the net. Who's got the jitters here?
I think Wilkerson for sure, right? You got 2 players who just come in really hot. They just won Hermosa Beach, the last AVP. They won this very event last year. And then on the other side, Branagh's been here on this stage before, a 2009 champion.
So a couple of serves into the net to open it up.
Do I get to redo my statement? I think everyone's got nerves, right? Because there's a different kind of pressure here at Manhattan Beach.
Here's Brandie Wilkerson, born in Lausanne, Switzerland, but now lives in Toronto, Canada. And Brittany Hochevar's first swing is a good one. Brittany Hochevar, 36 years old, born in Fowler, Colorado, now lives in Hermosa Beach. 3 career wins, including Manhattan a year ago.
Shoulder feels fresh. She says she's got a new hunger.
Now Emily Day will serve, and it's off the top of the net and down. So a point there, some nervous serving. Even that one barely trickled over.
You talked about it, the immortality, the plaques on the pier, the history here. There's just a different level of gravity.
Serving Wilkerson. And Wilkerson, the lefty, over the top. She missed it.
This is amazing. This is the lowest level we've seen from these 2 teams throughout the weekend. And just simple plays. All of a sudden, we talk about this pressure. You get the blinders on. You don't see the court. You don't feel normal.
Brandon and Wilkerson, the last team into the main draw. They barely got into the main draw, and there were over 100 teams in the qualifying. Now Nicole Branagh, everybody thought she retired, but she didn't. She took some time off to have 2 kids, and now she's back. Did not play last season. And she's teamed up with Wilkerson, and they have played very well as that ball tapped over. We should tell you that Hochevar and Day played Wilkerson and Branagh earlier in the tournament and won relatively easily.
And why is that important? Because it set 2 divergent roles. You have the road for the winner's bracket. This is only their 6th match of the tournament. For Branagh and Wilkerson, they're playing in their 9th match. So a much longer road. See if fatigue plays a factor here.
A quick start here for Day and Branagh. I should say Day and Hochevar. Here's Branagh, and Branagh hits it off the block, out of bounds. Of course, Nicole Branagh, as we mentioned, 2008 Olympian, a gifted indoor player, the all-time record holder for kills at the University of Minnesota, went on to play for the USA national team, and so and so and so, and then out onto the beach. So she has been around the block for sure. Now, Wilkerson, who's just 25, and another service error.
And you're talking about Wilkerson, who has had some success on the NORCECA regional tour, but on the FIVB, on the AVP, only her third event. This is her first main draw on the AVP. It is an amazing storyline. Would be the most shocking winner of Manhattan Beach history.
Playing together for just the first time at Manhattan. Wilkerson passes tight. And the lefty taps it down. I asked Nicole Branagh if she could remember the last time she played with a lefty, and she thought, oh yeah, at Huntington earlier this year, she played with the Chinese international Zhong Shi. It didn't do very well.
It's been a kind of a rough year for Nicole Branagh. This is her fourth partner.
Of course, Nicole Branagh was paired up with Kerry Walsh-Jennings, but the shoulder injury to Kerry has knocked her out of the competition. Here comes Day. Cross court, sizzles it out of bounds. Point. I was told it was actually Wilkerson who asked Branagh to play in this tournament when they were in Vienna.
Actually, so it started, the dating courtship started at the end of Poland because they played against each other. There's a mutual respect, and then cemented the relationship in Austria.
So now, Nicole Branagh. Down the line today. Tight. Poked. Branagh's got it. Wilkerson with a save. Emily Day, right side. Spins it down the line. Nice work.
And this is why Manhattan Beach is a special game. The sand's so deep here that you have to have a little more patience. There's going to be rallies. There's going to be long defensive runs, scrambles where you have to run off the net, and it becomes a game of patience, a game of perseverance.
It's the 49th time they've had a women's event here at Manhattan Beach, but technically the 36th annual Manhattan Beach Open. Acer for Hochevar.
And Hochevar was relating her situation over the last week to the All-Star break. You know, she did not get to go to the World Championships. In fact, she lost her partner, Emily Day, to play with Branagh. Says, my shoulder is fresh and I'm hungry.
Hochevar hits another rocket cross court. Branagh's got it. And Branagh slugs it across court. All right, we've got a moment. Let's check in with Dave Glenn. Dave?
Well, thanks a lot, Chris. You know, everybody asking who this Brandie Wilkerson is. I've heard twice from fans, who's the girl with the $1 million smile? But she's got way more than that. A quick arm swing, a great block, and she said that she has dreamed of playing the Manhattan Open. She's a citizen of 3 countries, born in Switzerland, her father from Texas, and she moved to Canada when she was 8 years old. She says mentally she's ready to get her name on the pier, you guys.
Everybody's ready, but can they get it done? Wilkerson's up high, and she's got the block, I should say. Her dad, Herb, was a professional basketball player, played briefly in the NBA, but was in Switzerland when he met Brandie's mom.
Yeah, drafted by the Cavs back in '85, played 6 different countries around the world, including throughout Europe and Japan.
Now Wilkerson, high floater, deep. Off the top, Branagh goes and gets it. Day at the net, and she puts it away. Well, Emily Day, who's had a pretty good career, she's only 29, 14 career wins, 5 on the AVP tour, including a couple last year.
And playing the best beach volleyball of her life. There's a different confidence level. A lot of the torments of getting so close to qualifying for the Olympics last year gave her a newfound strength this year.
9-7 here in the first set. Glad you're with us on NBC. Wilkerson pokes it, got it. Well, Brandie Wilkerson, who's never won on the AVP or the FIVB tour. We detailed that she has 1 career win with Julie Gordon in La Paz, Mexico at that NORCECA event that Kevin was talking about. They beat the USA team of Kelly Reeves and Allie McCullough in the final. Now Branagh going to the float serve. Blocked. Wilkerson only 5'10", but she jumps. Cross court, Wilkerson on the run. Wilkerson got it. Hochevar's on the left. And she puts it away.
Love the young legs on Wilkerson. Take a look at the stride she's made. This is already the second 50-yard dash she's made. Has a toughness about her. You look through her athletic history, played basketball, ran track and field. Maybe the most surprising toughness, she was a rugby player throughout high school.
Now, Brittany Hochevar. High toss. Perfect pass. Wilkerson took a look, and she pounds down. What is the challenge for Day and Hochevar playing against a lefty?
I think it's a lefty. I think it's someone they don't know very much. There's not really a book on Brandie Wilkerson. Even with her partner Heather Bansley for Canada, they're Canada's #2 team. Bansley usually gets served. She's much smaller, so no one really challenges Wilkerson.
Pass is tight. Hochevar, the back bump, cross court, out of bounds. So after a slow start for Branagh and Wilkerson, they have tied it up at 10. Kevin mentioned Bansley and Wilkerson, 11th ranked team in the world for Canada. 3rd ranked, the other Canadian, Sarah Pavin and Humana Paredes. Diving! And that ball is down. So for the first time today, Nicole Branagh and Brandie Wilkerson have the lead. A 6-2 scoring run. Coming back to Manhattan Beach. Branagh and Wilkerson on top by 1. The AVP Gold Series Manhattan Beach Open is brought to you by Smarty Pants, the galaxy's best tasting gummy vitamin. And by Obrigado, 100% pure premium coconut water that aces it with 100% fresh coconut water taste. And by Truly Spiked and Sparkling, as refreshing as sparkling water, but with 5% alcohol, only 100 calories, and a hint of fruit. Truly refreshing.
I think he kind of cringed a little bit.
Who did? Hugh did.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to give you a couple openings to get it in. So if you want to get it in, you can. I don't want to take it from you, or I could say it.
We got great update from Terry.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. There we go. Manhattan Beach Pier. If you win, you get a plaque cemented into the pier. It's much like the Hollywood Walk of Fame. It was certainly one of the thrilling moments of my life when Steve Obradovich and I won, and I'm sure the same for you, Kevin Wong.
Cemented in my mind, right?
So that's what's at stake here, not just the championship. You look at the massive crowd here in Manhattan Beach. It's a tournament that started back in 1960, at least for the men then. Mike Bright and Mike O'Hara won the first 5 tournaments. The women's Manhattan Beach Open started in 1966 when the great Jean Brunicardi and Jeanette Luttrell won for the first time. 2 longtime greats, gone but not forgotten. We welcome you back. I'm Chris Marlowe with Kevin Wong and Dane Blanton. Nicole Branagh and Brandie Wilkerson taking on Emily Day and Brittany Hochevar in our women's championship final. Capacity crowd. Here's Brandie Wilkerson. She's a little offbeat with the stuff she does.
She does different things.
Off speed, and Hochevar goes over the top.
You know, what she's trying to do, Wilkerson, here is something that very few people understand. To win your first, to win Manhattan, just tough enough, but to have it be your first win ever. And my partner, Chris Marlowe, you're one of the few guys who actually can relate.
Well, you go into the tournament, you've never won a tournament, you come to Manhattan, you win, and everybody says, nice job. And yeah, it was
It's that simple, huh?
fantastic, yes.
And there's a little bit, you think of what's the one advantage for someone like Wilkerson who maybe doesn't appreciate the full history. Well, you don't have that nerves, right? That's not something you've been thinking about all your life, and that may be one advantage she has here.
12-11. Now Emily Day has it. And Day pops it. Wilkerson goes and gets it. Branagh takes the swing. Day. And Day rockets cross court. Emily Day and Brittany Hochevar, they are fun to watch in terms of precision.
Yeah, and when you're Emily Day, when you're in system, the good pass, the good set, no one better at finishing. She has a lot of range. It's when she gets out of system to pass off the net that she gets in a little bit of trouble.
12-12, first set. Best 2 out of 3. Hochevar. Branagh gets a great set, and she turns it line and gets it.
And you brought up precision, and we're seeing those shots that are just on the line, and I think that that's something that Manhattan Beach really brings about. Not too much wind here, but very deep sand, so you have to really pick your spots on the court. Can't just get away with swinging and jumping high.
Wilkerson the serve. And Day. You see the communication. You can hear Hochevar. Line. That's what you need. You need 1 or 2 or 3 definite calls.
And this was a confident pair in the tent before the final. We got a chance to talk to them. They're used to the pregame interview. They just did it at Hermosa Beach. They did it here a year ago.
Now Emily Day, 6'1", 150. LMU grad. Branagh. It's pop back. Wilkerson pops it up, and the cut shot is a beauty.
You know, one of the interesting things that you listen to Wilkerson, the pre-game interview with Dane Bland, it wasn't if we're going to win, it wasn't if we get a plaque, it was when we win, when we get a plaque. The confidence level, the training up in Canada has really paid off. Steve Anderson has been doing wonderful things with that program.
Serving Day almost exclusively. And Day, too tough.
And too easy, right? When you allow her to get that pass in play, and that's been something that Nicole Branagh has been doing all weekend long. Wilkerson, she's been keeping it in, but Branagh has been the aggressor, really taking a lot of big swings. She and Hochevar, 2 of the top servers in the tournament this weekend, a big factor of why they're here.
Now Brittany Hochevar, her dad was a basketball player, played briefly for the Denver Nuggets. Mom, Carmen, indoor volleyball player, a couple of brothers, outstanding baseball pitchers. Luke and Dylan. Wilkerson popped up, and the score! Brittany Hochevar showing some of that family-oriented athletic ability.
And no more fun player to watch. She's like the Casey Patterson on the women's side because you can read the emotion. She wears them on her sleeves. Great with the crowd,
and
great interaction.
She's actually the only woman in beach volleyball that has sleeves. 15-14. Day, Hochevar in a set to 21. Cross court, pretty good. Wilkerson. Hochevar the dig. And out of bounds. So an opportunity there.
You can see Day come right over, say, hey, my bad, a tight transition set, and that's the play. We talked about it. Having patience here, knowing when you can be aggressive and take that terminal swing, or on that play, just got to tap it in and keep the ball going.
Ask Nicole Branagh what she likes about Brandie Wilkerson. She's so athletic, and she's got the longest arms I've ever seen. She's up at the net now. And the spike is touched off the block, so that's going to be a point for Day and Hochevar.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to Hochevar very much. Her hitting percentage through the roof. She's got that fresh shoulder. She's got the chip on her shoulder, too. They missed qualifying for the World Championships by 20 measly entry points. That's just one win along the route throughout the year. It was a painful pill to swallow.
16-15, Shorty to Wilkerson. Off speed, Hochevar is there. And she puts it away. So Hochevar and Day have the 2-point lead.
And they've really found an extra gear to transition into in the latter part of this first set, and a great timeout here from Wilkerson and Branagh.
It's a 4-1 scoring run for Day and Hochevar.
Good look at Hector Gutierrez Hernandez, who's from Spain and the coach of this team for the last couple of years. A younger coach on this AVP scene.
So as Hector talks to his pups, we can remind you in 2018, the world's best athletes compete on the world's biggest stage, the Winter Olympics, coming February to the networks of NBC Universal.
And on the other side, you've got Marcio Ciccoli, most famous for working with Carrie Walsh-Jennings and Misty May. We just actually got an update from Carrie Walsh. She's going to get surgery on the shoulder in August, later this month, and then she's going to get shoulder on an ankle at the same time.
Surgery on the ankle.
Yeah, surgery on the ankle. May as well kill two birds with one stone and getting that done in early September.
And Nicole Branagh says she fully expects to play with Carrie next summer on the international tour. Come back to center court. Crowd been rocking. You see the people clad in blue. That's Emily Day's section.
M's entourage.
M's entourage. Anybody with blue on, and the surrounding parts, the neighborhoods, the cul-de-sacs.
There's a lot of them out there.
Sure are. And Chris Marlowe with Kevin Wong. Dane Blanton on hand. Women's championship final here at Manhattan. Here's Brandie Wilkerson. And Wilkerson knocks it through.
Talked about her father's athleticism, her mother on the world class and endurance athlete. She's done marathons, she's done triathlons. That helps. You got to be a marathon woman here on the Manhattan Beach sands, especially when you're playing in your 9th match of the tournament.
Kevin mentioned it. Soft, deep, hot sand here at Manhattan. And Emily Day carves it inside. So Day has been very solid passing, which leads to the set and the hit.
And she just takes care of the details. I don't think there's a harder worker on tour. I would say that Emily Day is the biggest overachiever on tour.
Now Brittany Hochevar will serve it. Took over for Misty May at Long Beach State as an indoor setter when she was a youngster. Branagh off the top and out of bounds. You know, Nicole Branagh was telling me something very interesting. He said, "What were you doing at Manhattan last year, Nicole?" She goes, "I was pregnant. I was here and I was very, very pregnant, late term, and with her latest, little Will, and she was just kind of strolling through the sand, watching the tournament. Couldn't play, obviously. Here she is, back in 100% tip-top shape. She's been playing great. Now, Brandie Wilkerson. Kevin mentioned she's kind of the X factor here today. Tap over the top and down. Emily Day has been solid, Kevin. Would you think about plan B sometime along the line?
Yeah, I think plan B is not necessarily switching gears to Hochevar. I think plan B is serving more aggressive from the back line. They've been too careful.
19-17. Wilkerson down the line. Hochevar's got it. Brushes off the sleeves. Takes a rip. Branagh has it. Nicole Branagh. Bye-bye. Branagh. Hammer time.
She's been making those big plays with those big celebrations in all the big moments throughout this week. You talked about it. Had Tegan in 2013, had her son Will in 2016. Last tournament victory over 2 years ago, so a little bit rusty in the finishing department, but looking sharp here so far in the final.
Branagh the serve. Over to Day. On the run. Cross court again. So they're serving Emily Day, and nothing says I'm ready for the challenge than to continue pounding it straight down. We've come to the first set point at 20-18. Now Brittany Hochevar. Down the line. Tight, and that's going to be it. So the set was too tight. Wilkerson missed it, and Day and Hochevar win the first set. 21-18. So our day at the beach just starting out here on NBC. Emily Day, Brittany Hochevar win the first set. Set number 2 is coming up. Way. 3 weeks ago, our great friend Phil Smith passed away. Phil was a member of our beach volleyball production crew for over 25 years. He was a gift in life, a great personality, and will be sorely missed. Our condolences to his beautiful family and all of his friends. We will miss him. Something like that. Is that? Yeah, just let me know so I can round it up.
I don't have to put it.
Back in Manhattan Beach, just south of the pier. I'm Chris Marlowe with Kevin Wong and Dane Blanton. Day and Hochevar winning the first set. A tight one, 21-18. All right, we have a moment. Let's check in with Dane Blanton.
You guys face this team. First of all, congratulations on that first set win. But you faced this team early in the tournament. How difficult is it to beat a team twice in the same event?
It's really hard because there's micro adjustments happening all the time within the match, but then you're able to make massive adjustments that what didn't work from day one, you know, they've made those adjustments. So we're dealing with a new team. We're dealing with the finals. We're dealing with the crowd and you guys, and it's brilliant. So it's very difficult, but we got to go point by point and stay in the moment.
Emily, what worked well for you guys in that first set?
I felt like Britt and I came out and played as a team, aggressive. We kept it on our side. We're playing with each other, for each other, and I think we stick together and we can do well.
All right, you guys are going for back-to-back. Chris?
All right, Hochevar said her goals this year to win every tournament. Emily Day said she wanted to win every California tournament. And then Brittany chimed in, well, I want to win the Gold Series too. Pretty good goals there. As you look at the crowd, interesting in that first set, no good side, bad side. 19 points scored on the left, 20 on the right. But Kevin, you see the wind picking up a little bit.
You can see it in the flags right on the back part of our stage. You're starting to see those flags reach their full peak. The wind is picking up, and watch out for Hochevar from the service line and Nicole Branagh. Remember back how she started the first set with a miss? See if she can get a little bit more of an aggressive serve in the court here in the second.
Part of the scene here at the AVP Manhattan Beach Open. It's the second stop on the AVP Gold Series. There is one more stop in Chicago in early September. That would be the culminating tournament of the year. This is 7 of 8. And Chicago will wrap up the AVP season. So underway, second set. Emily Day, they got to figure out a way to get to her. The only thing about Wilkerson at 5'10", despite how high you jump, she doesn't really have the 6'2" frame to swat down a lot of balls.
So what she should be doing is she should be dropping off the net more, especially in this deep sand. That's something late pools become very important.
Spinner to Wilkerson. Just want to repeat, if you just joined us, Brandie Wilkerson and Nicole Branagh playing together for the first time. Day and Hochevar, a longtime team. And Wilkerson, who's, well, actually plays for Canada on the FIVB tour. Little poke there, and so you're thinking a play like that, if you retreated, you might be able to pick up easier.
You go into your crouch so that the hitter can't see you, and at the last minute, here, you're gonna see the crouch, and then you step right back to this little shot down the line. But it's more advanced, and at 25 years of age, I don't know if Wilkerson is there yet.
Now Emily Day, who has a size advantage on Wilkerson at 6'1". Now gonna take a back set here. Dug up. Cross court to Branagh. Branagh's got some heat. Blocked. Joust coming. Over the top goes Emily Day.
Emily Day, I said, what's your signature? What is the greatness about you? And she says, my toughness. The longer the match goes, the tougher the conditions, I start getting in my groove. I have confidence in my training. No one has outworked me during the week.
Emily Day, a math tutor by night. Imagine going to her as a math tutor. Move that decimal. Get that decimal over too.
Yeah, tough love, right?
Brandon Wilkerson, 11 kills total. Day has 11 kills by herself. Cross court and down. So Wilkerson moving it.
Wilkerson had some conversations about the talks she had with her mom. She said, I love rugby. I want to stick with rugby. I think I can be really good. And her mom said, I like volleyball a little bit better, that net between you and the other players.
Back in the day, the formulative years, now Branagh. Over to Hochevar. And she's rejected. Wilkerson there. So subtle change, perhaps, or maybe it was a serving error, but they go to Hochevar.
There's nothing subtle about Brandie Wilkerson. Take a look at this big jump. Eyes over the net, and then a yell and a look through the net.
Yeah.
That was borderline confrontational. I love that.
No, things heating up on center court. Let's see if they give another one here to Hochevar. Hochevar says to Wilkerson, get out of the way, I can't see. Not allowed to screen. Over to Day. And Day hits it cross court. And there's one of the errors in terms of strategy, Kevin, that you always point out. When you get a block or you got someone on the ropes, you have to stick with them.
Right, you rattle their cage a little bit. You got to make sure you go back to the person in that situation. Especially Emily Day has found her groove. She's just looking so confident. It's been like that throughout this 2017 season.
91 teams started off in this tournament for the women. We are down to 221 teams altogether. The biggest event ever, besting the old mark of 220 teams back in 2006. Trouble. Wilkerson cups it down the line. Got it.
She was a Terminator for York University, the Canadian school. All-time kills in her years. Used her quite a bit.
How much does it help to have that indoor experience when you're out on the beach?
Right, it's these broken plays where you've been in that situation a 1,000 times and your mind doesn't even have to think about what you're going to do. You just react.
Wilkerson pops it over to Hochevar. Backing off. And Wilkerson had the right idea, but she got caught in no woman's land there and was unable to retreat fast enough.
And that's the tough part about Manhattan Beach. When you drop to the line, you have so much distance. Another late drop to the angle is good, and then you have your defender swing around. There's a lot of different variables going on.
Now Emily Day at the top. Going on two. Day's got it. Emily Day spins it down the line. Emily Day getting some work here on a Sunday. 6-4 our score now.
Her formula for success, she's been hitting cross court, and then she's been shooting line. And on the other side, the defensive scheme not working out good because they're blocking the line and having their defender in the angle, right? They got to flip that. You got to block a little bit more angle against Emily Day.
On the AVP Tour, you are allowed coaches in the box, so they can straighten that out if they see it. Wilkerson down the line, Hochevar there. Tight and low, and Hochevar buries it.
You talked about Misty taking over for her at Long Beach State. I feel like the 2015 beach tournament she played with Misty really transformed the way that Hochevar is on the court. She's a kinder, more gentler Britt towards her partner, but on the other side, she still brings that aggressiveness through the net. That's a great combination.
She's played with so many greats: Holly McPeak, Misty May, Logan Tom, Carrie Wallace-Jennings. O'Day and Hochevar are on a 3-0 scoring run. They lengthen their lead out to 7-4. All right, let's get down to the sand. Dane is with a legend.
I absolutely am, Chris. You know him well. Randy Stoklos, 123 wins to your name, 4 here at Manhattan. You were a finalist 11 times. Tell us some perspective. We always talk about how hard it is to win this, how important it is to win this. Give us some perspective.
Well, in years past, for me to come down to this event was like no other. Not only the people that have been involved with the event, but the knowledge of the people that know about beach volleyball. People don't realize that this sport really, and the tournament itself, started at the same time as the Super Bowl in 1960. So this has so much passion, so much want. When you come down early in the morning, put your feet in the sand, it's like no other. And you really got to play to the best of your ability to win this tournament.
You've seen things grow. What do you think about this amazing setup this year?
It is incredible what the AVP has done, how it's regenerated the sport, how America just loves the sport so much. And again, I'm really pleased to be here, Dane.
Randy, thanks for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Chris?
Randy Stoklos, one of my old partners. As we focus in some legends sitting down in the box. Steve Obradovich is down there. I'm told Jim Menges, one of my other old partners. I guess all my partners are old now. St. John Smith, I'm told, is down there. A whole gang. So we're back to the action. Our women's championship final. Emily Day and Brittany Hochevar have the advantage. They lead by 3. Wilkerson got it. That's a big play there.
Now, one of the interesting things, 442 total players here. It's a true open, everyone who signs up, and one of the great things about the demographics is how young it's getting. 52 of those players, teenagers. The youngest, Savannah Standage, 13-year-old.
Wow.
We might be seeing her one of these days. She's pretty top level 13.
Emily Day's passing has just been perfect. Wilkerson's got the block, though. Wilkerson gets her second block. Check it, her third block, says stat man Doug Strauss. We'll have to double check that, but we'll go with it for now.
And every time that this team has gone back to their players' tent, they got some time with Marcio. Think about it. Marcio, one of the most proven coaches on the court. On the other side for Hochevar and Day, you got a testing period here for a young coach, Hector Gutierrez Hernandez.
Cross court, the serve is out of bounds. And a side change. It's interesting, when the teams don't want to slap hands under the net, they go around.
Yeah.
You know, if there's any kind of animosity, or, you know, sometimes you get that, you know, whatever that thing is.
Back in our day, we would walk right towards the other person. It wasn't with our hand extended,
No.
right? Maybe a finger extended.
No, or you'd walk and you'd try to make the other guy move out of the way.
Yeah.
Kind of run him over. Now, Hochevar, spin it. Wilkerson getting all the serves, and why not? Wilkerson's got good direction. She doesn't have a lot of pop.
Oh, but she's got range, and she has confidence. You can tell the high finish, a little finger wag on the block, starting to feel her groove. And she's not going to blast from the service line. What she has to do aggressively, serve aggressive locations. Go short, go deep, find that seam, find that line.
8-7.
There it is, down the line.
Good pass though by Day. Day smokes another one.
A great adjustment, right? Tough serve. They get the drop into the angle that I was talking about earlier, and Nicole Branagh, I think this is a dig that she probably wishes she had back. She's in the right spot, has the read.
This is the 7th AVP women's event. There have already been 5 different winners. It's been very balanced. Popped up. Emily Day on the run. Still going. Hochevar blocked. Hochevar again. Tapping, no! Into the net. Branagh and Wilkerson get a much needed point.
And we talk about some points being worth more than others. These long rallies really can set a tone of toughness, a tone of physicality. Gives you a breath of fresh air, because right at the end you see Hochevar not patient enough. She's got to punt that back on the other side and get back on defense.
Day and Hochevar have amassed 7 hitting errors, which is keeping Branagh and Wilkerson in this match. Down the line, and Branagh can't get there. Hochevar and Day, who won here last year, defeating Lane Carrico and Summer Ross.
And that was a battle. It was 18-16 in the third, back and forth match.
10-8 our score. Day and Hochevar with the ball and the lead. Out of bounds.
Nice call.
So the floater there.
Brandie lets it go.
Too long.
It's 9-10.
And things tighten up. A 1-point lead. Now Wilkerson will have to serve and scamper to the net to try to tie it up. Branagh's tight. Popped up. No! The block goes to Emily Day. The first hitting error for Nicole Branagh in the match.
Tight pass, tight set. Emily Day pressing over the net. It's not fancy, it's not flashy, but Emily Day just gets the job done.
11 serving 9. Now Day up tight. Cross courts it. And Branagh smacks it down the middle.
Back and forth we go. We're taking our technical timeouts.
11-10 our score as we go to timeout.
And we found more stuff in the truck.
Well, 3 weeks ago, our great friend Phil Smith passed away. Phil was a member of our beach volleyball production crew for over 25 years. You talk about a big personality. Phil had that. He was a gift in life and will be very missed. Our condolences to his beautiful family.
Which camera is it? On top of the thing there?
Yeah, right directly up the net, 50-yard line across the far bleachers across from the cameras. Yeah, I'm right in the middle, I'm waving. No, yeah.
All right, Bob, Emily's down.
Yeah, I'm with Bob Day. I'm waving. Oh, I guess everyone's waving, trying to get balls, huh? About halfway up the stands, right behind the referee.
Don't put that in front of the camera.
Listen, I was just trying to.
Oh, got it.
Tonight, America Cup champion Reagan Smith looks for her first national title, the P&G Gymnastics Championships, tonight at 7 Eastern, only on NBC. Well, where in the world is Dane Blanton? Let's find out. Dane.
Well, Chris, I'm up with M's Entourage, and I'm with a very special member, maybe the founding member, Bob Day. Tell me how this entourage has come about, because I'll tell you what, you guys are a force.
Oh, we have a lot of fun. Emily's had a lot of family and friends that rooted for her for a long time. She played her first pro match 10 years ago, and it just grew and grew. Her sister Laura had the entourage idea and got the shirts. We travel around the country to cheer on, and we just love it.
How important is this? I know she won this last year, but you told me they're trying to win the SoCal Slam in one calendar year. They won Huntington, they won in Hermosa. Can they do it here with the help of the entourage?
Hopefully the entourage can help them. Yeah, we only live a couple miles from here, so be able to win tournaments in our home region, Southern California, we love it, and we're calling it a SoCal Slam.
All right, good luck in the rest of this one.
Thanks
Chris?
a lot, Dean.
There are few beach volleyball players who have ever lived that have as much support as Emily Day does.
And I think early in her career, it was almost a weight and a burden, right? You got all these people who are looking up to you with big expectations. But as she settled into her career, as she's done a lot of the progression, she's really owning it.
Well, here we go. In the second set, Emily Day and her partner Brittany Hochevar.
You know, and in Day, I talked to her in the 10. She said, I was a late bloomer. I was the last person on my club team to get recruited. I got better each year in college, and so there's a toughness. There's not necessarily a star quality there early in her career, but she's finding it.
Hochevar to serve. Here comes Branagh. And Branagh turns it down the line. That might be the last serve that Nicole Branagh gets to net. They've been serving Wilkerson relentlessly.
I don't know, though. The 25-year-old legs, or do you want to go with someone with a little more experience? Nicole Branagh has been doing a good job offensively, needs to start getting some digs here.
Good serve. Day blocked. Set up by the serving. That's 4 blocks for Wilkerson.
Yeah, you're starting to see better locations, takes away some of the jump and physicality of Emily Day, and then love the energy from Brandie Wilkerson. She has not been affected by the gravity of this stage.
12-12 after Hochevar and Day won the first 21-18. Day, and Day softly into the corner. We mentioned Wilkerson has 4 blocks. 3 of them are in this set.
And the vision on the other side from M. Day. Something she said she's been working at. You can see that shot over the angle. When it looks that simple, it's not. It's because you take care of the pass, you take care of the set, and you know where the defense is setting up.
So now Day is eyeballing Wilkerson. Long run. Down the line, Hochevar guessed right. Anticipated. Now Branagh trying to save a point. Poked into the corner.
And another missed opportunity, right? Another great defensive play from Branagh, and then the overset. You gotta make sure you keep that 3 feet, 4 feet on your side. Key play here. Can't let that one mistake snowball.
2-point lead. Wilkerson, and she tomahawks it down the line.
You know, we talked about Steve Anderson. He had all that success when he was running the Australian beach volleyball program, gold medals. Then he moves to Canada, and he just does smart things. And one of the things he did was he brought the second team of Humana Paredes and Wilkerson to the Olympics last year as the training partners, and you get that feeling of the big stage. And it's, Brandie said that was transformative for her career.
Day cross court, yes. So we've told you that Day and Hochevar are looking for their second straight Manhattan Beach Open title. All-time women. Carrie Walsh-Jennings 7 wins. Nina Matthews with 6. Misty with 5, and the great Kathy Gregory also with 5.
Right, there's no flukes. There's no flukes on the list. Women's side, men's side. It's unbelievable. You know, in all honesty and with all humility, you and I might be the biggest flukes on that list.
The flukiest.
And we won 2 each, so it can't be that fluky,
Yeah.
right?
Well, it might have been fluky at the time. Didn't end up that way. Branagh rejected. Emily Day and the blue shirts are going crazy. Second block for Day. She's played great.
So good.
Error-free.
Right, making that last step, diving back to the line, doubling up. That's a sophisticated move. showing something early and then doubling back. They were overloaded on the right side of the court, and they had nobody defending the left side.
4-1 scoring run. Now Hochevar. High toss. Spins it. Wilkerson, down the line, she hits.
We talked about it on the one side. On the flip, again, right? You score a point off of someone, and it could be for a number of different reasons. It could be the pass was bad, could be the set was a little too tight, but you've got to challenge that weakness, and right off the bat, they let Branagh and Wilkerson off the hook.
Surprise serve to Hochevar. And she taps it down. Jumbo into the corner.
This team came in with the confidence of the defending champions, of the hottest team on tour, playing at such a high level. Emily Day might be the most improved player of the year.
Maybe. Shorty. Wilkerson, it's tight, and over she goes. Branagh mentioned the long arms. That's where it really comes in handy.
Yeah,
stretch to the tap down.
There's height in life, right? And I'm trying to get through on the carnival rides, and then there's height on the volleyball court, and the long arms is the biggest difference. Take a look. The heads are the same level, but actually Wilkerson's hand, you can see another 3 or 4 inches. Great camera work.
$225,000 in prize money. This weekend split up here in Manhattan Beach, evenly amongst genders. First place, $22,000. Second place split, $16,000. Now Hochevar and Day closing in. You wonder, after they won last year, a big celebration. They go back to back. What kind of a celebration might it be?
M. Day's ready, right? Talking to her in the tent, she said, "I am prepared."
Now Hochevar. Right to Branagh. Pass set.
And as we inch towards the end line, there's 2 things to consider, right? The first one is you start feeling the importance of the moment, getting back-to-back wins. There haven't been many teams who've been able to do that. The second one, the great genius rule from Donald Sun, which is the freeze, and we've seen the freeze cause lots of trouble over the course of the year. And by trouble, we mean drama.
On match point, championship point, there will have to be a serve to score point. It will be old school.
There it is, a little creepy thoughts start coming in your head, and you see Hochevar in the net on that tight pass.
We'll make it 18-17 now. A reminder, you can get social with the AVP. Yes, you can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Follow AVP Beach for exciting beach volleyball action. Exclusive behind-the-scenes content. It's fun this week watching the live streaming on avp.com of all the center court matches. Day cross court again. Now, Emily Day, if the match was over right now, she might be the MVP.
And look at the energy level, right? She makes the kill, and then she goes sprinting through the deep sand. This is faster than Wong or Marlowe ever moved in Manhattan Beach towards the end of the play.
Emily Day puts it in play. Big play here for Wilkerson. Cross court, got it. Wilkerson with a little snap down there.
Not bad, right? This team, 10 days of practice. They had 4 practices over those 10 days. Just got put together 2 weeks ago. They said, Nicole Branagh said, if Brandie wants me, I'm back with her in Chicago.
So now Nicole Branagh, biggest serve of the match. A jump floater. Tight. Day popped up. Chance? No, can't get there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is 20-18.
So now we have come to the first match in championship point. Now, as Kevin Wong detailed, we have hit the freeze. So now both teams have to serve to score a point. Brittany Hochevar
Back of her shirt says joy.
Here we go. Hochevar, got it! It's an ace! And that is it! Hochevar and Day go back to back. They are the winners here at the Manhattan Beach Open. That'll give you some joy. A great run for Emily Day and Brittany Hochevar, the champions. Nicole, Brandie, Wilkerson gave it an effort, but they didn't have enough, Kev.
And they get the third leg of the SoCal series. They won Huntington Beach, they won Hermosa Beach, and then the granddaddy of them all, Manhattan Beach. What an amazing ride.
The first repeat Manhattan Beach Open winner since 2011-2012 when Jenny Krupp and Whitney Pavlik did it. So the bubbly champagne celebration is on. For Emily Day and Brittany Hochevar. Kevin talked about their chemistry. The sum of the parts, the jigsaw puzzle, fitting perfectly together. Well, the head coach getting a little bubbly too. Congratulations to Hector Gutierrez. Meanwhile, once again, a great tournament for Nicole Branagh and Brandie Wilkerson. I'm sure we're going to see them in Chicago. So the celebration has begun for Day and Hochevar. One more look at the ace. What a way it ended. Hochevar got it. Bada bing, bada boom. (21-18), 21-18. We're going to come back. We'll have more coverage from the 2017 AVP Manhattan Beach Open after this.
It's time to say hello to the people once again. Oh my gosh, Emily, you just got number one. You go undefeated in your back-to-back quest, and you got it done. What are you thinking right now?
I mean, that really just happened?
Yes, it did.
Frankly, like I said, all weekend, we had our ups and downs, but we fought through it all. Great dance, shout out to Em's Entourage.
Absolutely, and Brittany, you said a couple days ago you were chasing California chick. You are now a California chick. You think so? I think you earned it.
I mean, it's nice being from Colorado, but this is all family. It's about fighting and sticking together and coming out on top, and the AVP family, the beach volley family, my family.
It's an undefeated day for Emily Day and her partner Brittany Hochevar. They finish 6-0. They become back-to-back champions at the Manhattan Beach Open. And a toast to those two. Let's take a look at our Smarty Pants Vitamins Dig of the Day. There were some beauties. How about that one? Brittany Hochevar with the left.
Showing you the range, showing you the grit, the determination.
Oh, Dan Hochevar just too tough today. All right, time to hear from the winners. Let's go down to Dane.
First of all, you guys, congratulations. Wow, back-to-back Manhattan wins. What message does this send to the rest of the field?
I mean, we had a full draw this weekend. We knew everybody was going to be bringing it, and I know that one of my personal goals was that I wanted to prove again, like, I mean, we got our names on the pier on Thursday, but it doesn't mean anything if you can't do it again. So to have our names there 2 years in a row, it's so hard to do, and it's so unbelievable, and I just can't believe it.
It seems that's the kind of motto of this team. You got a little chip on your shoulder. You missed the World Championships just by a few points. You're sending messages every single time. How important was this?
It's very important. Every time we take the court, it's important stuff. Like Em said, to go back to back, it proved that we're not a fluke, that we're here to stay, that we grind and we work and we stick together. We played really efficient and we battled, and it's the heaviest tournament. I mean, it's the deepest draw, it's the deepest sand, and you know, sometimes you don't see people's best in the finals. You see who can grind and who's in the best shape and Nicole and Brandie played extremely well. We saw them earlier in the tournament, and it's tough to beat the same team twice, but I think the resilience, and it's rad.
And before the match, we spoke, and you seemed a little nervous because you had played this team previous. Right. What worked so well here in the final?
Point by point, I think one thing that's really important for us is staying in the moment with joy. So like being in the now and having joy and enjoying every moment and every point. And I think that's what's important for us, to stay aggressive.
Congratulations, you guys. Go celebrate. Have a great time.
Day and Hochevar winning for the 4th time in just 7 AVP events together. They have won their last 11 straight matches on the AVP Tour. We have a moment. Let's take a look at our Kona Deep Spike of the Day. How about Branagh with some detonation?
Turning back the clock, the great defensive play, turning it into the offensive side. Impressive to do it 38 on some deep sand.
Our Kona Spike of the Day. So Hochevar and Day, and those are beautiful plaques, and that's what it'll look like when it goes onto the pier. What happens when the pier becomes so crowded there's no more room?
There's a lot of real estate out there. They'll build another pier.
You start taking Wong and Marlowe off. And all right, let's find out. Branagh and Wilkerson, they put up a great battle. They're standing by with Dane.
Well, you guys, congratulations on this tournament. It was a dogfight for you guys. 9 matches you played. You just couldn't pull it out in the end. But tell me about the chemistry that was forged here in your first tournament together.
Yeah, I think, you know, we only had 4 practices together, and I think getting on the court, just playing together, each game it got better. Kind of learning about each other and our energy on the court, and the chemistry just built from each game, and I think we really fought well together and grinded it out, and especially for not having much time, we just dug deep, and you know what? We came up short here at the end, but I'm really proud of what we were able to do here this weekend.
Brandie, a new face on the tour. A lot of people asking, who is Brandie Wilkerson? I know this was a special event for you. Tell me about the experience playing in this historic tournament.
It's amazing. I really couldn't have done it, obviously, without Nicole and Marcio helping us out, and with the support of my Canadian team, Heather and Evie. Other than that, it's been amazing, yeah, to be on the outside and then finally be a part of it and enjoying every moment, no matter what the result is.
Well, congratulations. I know you need to head to the World Tour Finals with your Canadian partner. You got a flight to catch, but congratulations, girls.
Thank you so much.
Chris?
Thanks, Dane. Branagh and Wilkerson, they were 7-2 in this tournament. Both losses today in Hochevar. Hochevar, pretty darn good. All right, we're going to come back to Manhattan. Going to get a chance to show you some of a men's semifinal. Dahlhauser, Lucena, Brunner, and Patterson. How did it all come out? We'll show you right after this. Stay with us. Back at the AVP Manhattan Beach Open, presented by Acer, Chris Marlowe, Kevin Wong, and Dane Blanton. Well, a little bit earlier, a men's semifinal was played. Casey Patterson, Theo Brunner, Phil Dahlhauser, Nick Lucena. They split the first 2 sets. We're going to pick up set number 3 at 3-2. Casey Patterson has the dig. Brunner, and Brunner puts it away. Give me the storyline, Kevin, for this match.
The storyline, this is the 7th time these two teams have played this year. And 5 wins for Dahlhauser, 1 win for the team of Brunner Patterson on a forfeit when Nick Lucena had to leave for the birth of his 2nd child.
Here's Nick Lucena. And that did not, or did it? We've got a net call and a point for Dahlhauser and Lucena. Widely regarded the #1 American team.
One of the top teams in the world. On the other side, the team in black, Brunner Patterson, they have had a dismal 2017, just haven't clicked into place. Looking for a little late season mojo.
You see the earlier scores, 21-15, 16-21. Here's Casey Patterson. And Patterson goes cross court. This is a team that you would think, this team looks great on paper, but why hasn't it translated?
I think their strengths and weaknesses don't complement. They almost make each other worse. The struggles on passing for Patterson and setting for Brunner really been a big trouble throughout the year. This weekend, the difference has been the big serve, though, of Brunner. He's been doing some aggressive things from behind the line.
Now, Nick Lucena usually goes with a little jump float, does. Here's Brunner. Good dig. Lucena spinning, chance here. Theo turn, fire, got it. Off Dahlhauser. And those are the kind of points. You want to beat Dahlhauser and Lucena, you have to make the hard shots, the hard points. Can't just lollipop it over.
And Dahlhauser really has a hard time timing Brunner. Brunner's got a little unorthodox. He played middle blocker indoor, and he's got a quicker swing than Phil's used to, and many of the players utilize out here.
The winner of this match goes up against Trevor Crabb and Sean Rosenthal in the final. They beat Pretty and Ricardo 21-15, 22-20.
This is a big weekend for Phil Dahlhauser because right now there's Karch Karai who's in the leads with 8 Manhattan Beach tournament wins. And then 7 guys tied at 2nd place, including Phil Dahlhauser. He has a chance to get out of that shadow and get right behind the living legend, Karch Karai.
6-5, Dahlhauser, Lucena have it. Over the top, yes. Little cut inside. Karch with 8. As Kevin said, 7 men's teams have won 5. Brighton O'Hara, the Mikes, won the first 5, starting in 1960. Ron Von Hagen, 5 wins and 6 seconds. I compare him to the Jack Nicklaus of beach volleyball, who won 18 majors and finished 2nd 19 times.
You know the crazy stat line there? Karch Karai, 8 times in the final, won every single one here.
Bam. 3rd and final set. Patterson trying to go on 2, and he does. Now, you don't have to hit it 3 times. Casey Patterson off Dahlhauser, out of bounds, so make it 7-7.
Yeah, the notorious rule breaker, Casey Patterson, a rebel, likes to do things that you're not supposed to do.
Lucena, and the cut shot is beautiful. All players in their 30s. Dahlhauser, Lucena 37-36. Patterson and Brunner 37 and 32. I guess the 30s in beach volleyball are the new 20s. Or the 20s are the new 30s? How do they say that?
Well, I don't know, but Johnny Hyden is still doing it at 45, so maybe the 40s are the old 20s.
8-7. Now, Dahlhauser. Off the top of the tape. Easy one here for Theo Brunner. Cross court, Doug. Dahlhauser unloads. The advantage of having Phil at the net at 6'9".
And this is Phil territory. He's a known closer. He's the best finisher in the game. A guy who has this kind of lead knows how to take it home.
The set is to 15. Chance to move into the final. Ace!
How many times have we seen that through his career, right? With Todd Rogers, all those golden years. Here with Nick Lucena. Along the way, he did the same thing with Sean Rosenthal just a few years ago.
Dahlhauser, Lucena, 5th in the recently concluded World Championships in Vienna. Over to Patterson. Big play here. Branagh and Patterson trying to hang in, and Casey lobs it over the top.
And throughout the week, it's been Casey Patterson on the offensive side, and then it's been Branagh with the serve, with the block. It's time now where Theo's got to really assert his presence in one of those two categories.
Into the net, point. So a break for Branagh and Patterson as we go to 10-9.
And an interesting dynamic. These are two partners, right? They were on their road to representing Team USA at the 2016 Rio Olympics before Nick Lucena got back with his old partner, Phil Dahlhauser.
Cross court, great
Wow.
dig, Patterson. No, could not convert. Is that a ball you want to try to hit, or you want to try to spin it somewhere?
See, that's the weird combo, right? It's Patterson's pass off the net. I mean, that's a tough dig, but Brunner's not a great setter. So if you're Patterson, you got to really check your ego. You got to put some patience on, and I don't know if that's something that Casey Patterson has within his personal makeup, patience.
11-9. Cross court, off the hands, out of bounds. So Branagh and Patterson hanging in.
Amazing how easy he makes that look, right? 6'9" Dahlhauser. Brunner's only at 6'7", but the guy just jumps, he elevates, gets a lot with what he has.
Now, Casey Patterson, the pride of Van Nuys, California. Over to Dahlhauser. Sets back. Oh, and Dahlhauser unloads. Dahlhauser, 89 career wins. He's 5th on the all-time list.
Yeah, just passed Emmanuel in that category.
Karch, St. John, Brandie, Kent Steffes, the 4 ahead of Dahlhauser. 12-10 now. Theo Branagh, and he got it as he waterfalls Dahlhauser.
Again, it's the quick tempo. He is hitting Phil Dahlhauser on the way up. He's just so quick with the arm. You can see the frustration on Dahlhauser's mind there.
Lucena tapping.
How great a job he has done with some of those sets that have been a little close to the net.
Over to Branagh. Tapping, nice up. Nick Lucena, and he puts it away. Now Lucena pumped up, trying to rev up Big Phil, and it's 14-11. And of course, if you followed the AVP, the score is now frozen until a side-out serve. Old school. You have to serve to score a point. So the first match point here. And Branagh hits it out, and that's going to do it. Now Dahlhauser and Lucena are moving on. They are going to take on Trevor Crabb and Sean Rosenthal in the final. Branagh and Patterson. And there's Nick Lucena shaking hands with some of the greats that are in the box today. Steve Obradovic, Jim Menges, St. John Smith, Randy Stoklos, etc.
Big day for Phil Dahlhauser. You can sense the urgency. This is a guy who doesn't get motivated often, but when he does, watch out. Going to be really dangerous in the finals is Trevor Crabb looking for his first tournament victory ever here at Manhattan Beach.
So Dahlhauser has his sights set on Manhattan win number 6, overall win number 90. And for Casey Patterson and Theo Brunner, a good effort. So the men's championship bracket rolling on. Only 2 teams remaining out of 130. The AVP men's final is set. Dahlhauser and Lucena will take on Crabb and Rosenthal. We'll be back right after this. The AVP Gold Series Manhattan Beach Open has been brought to you by Smarty Pants, the galaxy's best tasting gummy vitamin. And by Rocks, serious gear for hardcore competition. And by Frontier Communications, your local data, TV, and voice provider, and proud partner of the AVP. Well, our next event will be the AVP Championships in Chicago in September. Of course, if you want to see the AVP men's final, that's coming up very, very soon. You can see that on avp.com. Welcome back, everybody, along with Dane Blanton, who's patrolling still. I'm Chris Marlowe with Kevin Wong. Emily Day and Brittany Hochevar, right now, they're the team of the year. This maybe the surprise team, but the team of the year.
And the post-game interview, the self-awareness, you know, some of the struggles that we've gone through over the last years, and for them to fit together so perfectly, what a poignant finish to that final.
Going to be interesting to see what happens in Chicago. Many of the same teams will be here. You look at Day and Hochevar just playing with a precision that we really haven't seen this year on the AVP Tour.
With a passion, with a joy at the very end, and the big serve from Hochevar. What a special moment.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our coverage today. The AVP on NBC. A reminder, coming up next, it's the Solheim Cup. Will Team USA retain it, or will Team Europe reclaim it? I like that. All right, we'll talk to you in Chicago. For Kevin Wong and Dane Blanton, I'm Chris Marlowe from the Manhattan Beach Open, where the beach is now officially closed.